Hey everybody, welcome back to Rosco Reviews. On today's episode, we're going to be installing a junction box into the ceiling into existing drywall. So where there wasn't a junction box before, you can do this without having to get into the attic or to rip out the drywall. And here's how you do it. In the scenario we have today, I was removing a fluorescent light fixture and wanted to install a normal residential light fixture, but fluorescent light fixtures don't use junction boxes, so we need to add a junction box where there wasn't one before. The difference between a standard junction box and a renovation box that we'll be using today is a standard junction box is nailed to the studs behind the drywall. Once the drywall is installed, it's really difficult to put a standard junction box in place. Renovation or old work boxes have little tabs that fold out on the sides of the box, so you slide the box behind the drywall and the tabs fold out and grab a hold of the backside. They're then secured to the backside by the screws that you tighten down from the front. Today we'll be using a renovation box for a light fixture. However, they do come in different styles. This is an example of one for a single light switch or outlet receptacle. You notice that it does have the same tabs on the back, it's just a different shape. Now it's important to get the hole the right size, so we're going to hold this up against the ceiling and draw a circle around it. And then you may have to notch out a little bit to get your flaps through. But you only have about half inch or so on each side that you have leeway here. So this has to be resting on the drywall. So you can't get it too big or the whole thing will just slip through and you'll lose it up into the ceiling or into the wall, whichever the case may be. When you're looking to make the hole for your replacement box here, you've got the wire coming in. There's probably a stud running along next to the wire, because if the wire was run prior to the building being completed, it's going to be attached to a stud up here somewhere. Since I pulled down a fluorescent light from here, you can use where the holes for the fluorescent light were are probably where the stud was. So since I already have a hole, I could shove a nail through there and see, if you see I'm shoving this piece of wire through here and I'm hitting that stud. So this is where my stud's going to be, but if you don't know where it is, you can use a piece of wire like this. If you don't have a stud finder available, of course you could use a stud finder, but you can use a piece of wire and just slide it up into the hole where the wire is and reach over with it so there's no stud on this side. And then just check all the sides. There's no stud over that way, nothing that way. But I can't slide it in this way because there is a roof stud, a ceiling stud right here next to this hole. So what we're going to do is this will be the edge of the hole, and we're going to cut a circle out on this side. To mark the drywall for your hole, just hold the box up there with the back end of the box pressed up against the drywall and use a pencil to trace around the back. So I've sort of got a rough estimate of where my circle should be. Now cutting this out, since I just drew it around the bottom of this, like I said, we're probably gonna have to notch out a little bit to get these flaps in there, but you don't want to go too big. So I'll probably just go this size and then I can widen it a little bit if need be. To cut this, you can use just about anything. You just need to be careful not to cut your wire. So in my case, it's attached to this stud right here. I can't pull it out or push it in. It's attached right there. So I'm going to use a knife, but you could use a drywall knife, would probably be ideal. I would worry about using a Sawzall or something, because if you cut this wire with a Sawzall, you could tear the wire up in the ceiling and then you'll have a bigger issue. I'm going to use a knife, just a utility knife, to at least get started here. Okay, now I have a basic hole to put it in, but I need to notch out for these tabs. So they're going to open like that. And we need to make a little notch here in the drywall to be able to get that tab through there. But you want to be careful not to go more than your 1/2 inch. And it depends on the style of the box. Some of these fold up a lot closer than others. This one folds in about halfway. So I'll need to take a little bit of a notch out here. Like I said earlier, my cord is stapled to this stud. So I'm going to try to remove the staple. Give me a little more to work with. When you think you have your notches made where you can fit the box in there, we're going to feed the wire through one of the cutouts in the box. You may have to kind of break it out with a screwdriver. Okay, so there's a cutout in the side of the box. Once you've broken the tab open a little bit, it'll kind of open and you can slide the wire through there, and then it sort of pinches the wire in place. Tucked all my tabs in, kind of got them started, and then we're going to shove the box in. And once you get it in there, you may not be able to get it back out. So be sure you've got your wire in there before you shove the box all the way through. I got a nice tight fit, which is what I wanted. Now that the box is shoved all the way into the drywall, we can tighten these screws, and when we start to tighten them, it's going to flip those tabs out, and it'll grab a hold of the back of the drywall. It's probably safer to use a manual screwdriver than a power screwdriver, but you can use either one. Using the hand screwdriver, you can feel when that tab grabs a hold of the back of the drywall. And that's how you install a renovation box or an old work box into existing drywall without having to get into the attic or inside the wall to attach it to a stud. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you back here next time.